Hi, thanks for checking out our channel. This is going to be a little test and review video on this particular unit. It's a Cyclops Brute. This is their AC version. They do make a 12-volt version of this. It's the same joules and it's 10 stored joules, 8 output. People sometimes will ask, well, what's the difference between stored and output? Why do some brands have stored and some brands have output? Well, short answer is every brand that's low impedance has both stored and output. Think of it like horsepower on a tractor or truck or car or whatever. Everybody's got, horsepower in a car, of course, but you got engine horsepower, and like on a tractor, there's PTO horsepower, or on a car or truck, there's wheel horsepower at the wheels. So everybody's got both. It just depends on where the manufacturer wants to pull the number from to tell you what the engine or the vehicle's got, or the tractor's got. So engine horsepower is your stored joules, and output joules is your PTO horsepower, or the horsepower at the wheels, because you got loss between the engine, transmission, and drivetrain and everything. And the same with the tractor. You got engine, transmission, and the PTO, and whatever else is in between there. So you got loss between them both. So, but this one's not very old of a unit. We got in for repair. It's a 2023 model, early 23, and the guy said it was working one day, came out the next morning, wasn't working. Or maybe the night before wasn't working. Noticed this bull was right up against the fence, like, that's not good. So he came out the next morning, and the bull was in the next pasture over, so now he's got to figure out what he's going to do there. But he let us take a look at his unit, got it going again. We had to fix the main board, and while we were at it, we went ahead and replaced the fuse holders on there. We got these, instead of being like those push and turn type that Cyclops uses, these are a threaded cap type. So we have to modify the case a little bit, make the hole bigger, and solder wires to the fuse holder, and then run them to where they need to go and stuff. But he said the fuse on his left-hand side, he says after about a year and a half, it was blown 4 times he can think of. He said 2 times he think it was from a storm. The other 2 times, he said, no, it wasn't from a storm, it just randomly blew my fuse. Putting the fuse in there, it went to going again. But he said the fuse holder started where it wouldn't hold real tight. And I said, yeah, it's because those little ears on the side of the fuse holder wear off or broke. He said, yeah, that one's wearing kind of flat, so it's bending back up and it started locking in. I said, but it's really sketchy. The one on the right, he said, never had any trouble with it, but while you're in there, while you're replacing the left-hand one and get my unit going, replace the right-hand side one. So we did both. We fixed the unit and replaced both fuses. So now we're going to plug it in. We're going to do a little testing on it. Get my fancy meter on here. These have a pretty basic unit. They got a little light on the front that flashes. As long as the unit's working correctly and you don't have any bad shorts in the fence, the unit should still click and it should still flash a light. The light tells you that, hey, everything's okay, you got good voltage on your line. Now, sometimes what happens, if the unit still clicks and the light's not flashing like every other time, every 5th, 6th time, it takes about 4,000 volts or so, 3,500 volts internally to make this light pulse every time. So as long as it's flashing, that means you've got over 4,000 volts coming out of it on the line. So if you see it intermittently flashing every few pulses, either you got a bad short in the fence or something inside's going wrong. So that what you do there is you unplug your cord, undo your 2 wires, plug it back in. Still doing the same thing where it's flashing every so often, not every single time. When it clicks, then it's something inside's wrong. If it's flashing every single time, 90% of the time, unit's okay and you've got a problem out there on the line somewhere. But the light's not flashing any at all, whether you have it hooked to the fencing ground or unhooked. First thing you want to check is a right-hand fuse, because the right-hand fuse is your output fuse, and that's what on the fencing ground side, and that fuse blows, and everything else electrically is fine with the unit. That the unit will still click, it just won't flash the light. That's with it off the fence by itself. If it doesn't come on at all, it's not the right-hand fuse. That doesn't have nothing to do with that. It's your left-hand fuse. Well, the left-hand fuse you need to try first. You can either swap it out or test the fuse. If it still won't run when you swap the fuse on the left-hand side, and then it won't click or do anything at all, it's internal. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to do a little joule testing and voltage checks with this thing, so you can kind of see what's going on here. So I'm going to turn it off. I'm going to hook the wires Now he's got the split bolt type of thing on there. Put the Y on the side there. Oh shit, that one. Oh, look at that. Shouldn't have done that, but oh well, it did. So how we tighten that up? Put it in there, put a drill bit on it, give it a good turn. Okay. Alright, so now, turn this on. Do open circuit voltage, no load, joules and voltage. Now it won't show me any joules, but it will show me peak volts because it's not under any kind of load. We're at about 9.6 kV, almost 10,000 volts out of the thing right there, 9.5, 9.6. Alright, so we'll turn it off. We're going to switch over to 500 ohm load, which is pretty standard load. Just at the 500 as well. Turn it back on. Now this should show some joules. Alright, we're already at 8 output joules at 8,000 volts. So it did drop. That has already jumped up to 8.8 joules already. Well, that's already higher. Let's, for shits and giggles, let's swap these wires around. A little off. It's 8 joules versus 8.8. So, all right, let's we'll bump it to a 200 ohm low. This is going to be a little harder on the thing. All right, we're up to 10 joules at 7.2 kV. So it's already reading. I think I remember talking to Cyclops about their units here years ago. I think he said they understate what their units are actually putting out power-wise, just to kind of keep it on the don't overstate, rather understate than overstate. So we're going to go to 100 ohm load. Plateaued, we're at 9.2, so 10 joules output is what we're actually reading out of this thing. So this is actually, honestly, a little stronger than what they state on their front of the unit. Alright, well this unit is done, but they're okay. I mean, sometimes they have their issues. Now, I couldn't tell you why the board went bad. We fixed the board, and I'll put a link down below if you'd like to see me watch me do that. And I'll put another link below if you want to watch me change out those fuse holders to the better ones that we use. And yeah, just reading some of the stuff on here. But anyways, yeah, they got their issues, but I mean, for the most part, they're not too bad. They only have a 1-year warranty on the thing, unless you buy the extended warranty. You have to do that within 30 days of buying it, and it comes with all. When you buy a unit, the paperwork comes with it. Make sure you read the paperwork. And I would honestly consider buying the extended warranty, because now, I mean, the fuse holders being changed, that wouldn't be covered, but the board being repaired or replaced, whatever's wrong with it, would have been covered, but it's not, because it's not under warranty. So I would really consider getting the extended warranty on this, because it pays for itself. I'm not always big on extended warranties on different products when you go to the store, but just from a repair standpoint, this would be one to consider getting that extended warranty program, and buy the max one that you can get. I think it's 4 years for an extra $100 bill, so it'll be a 5-year warranty on the thing for an extra $100. Once the first year is up, you get 4 more years. You spend the $100 on it. That's just $25 per year that you want to do. But anyways, thanks for checking us out. Oh, one other thing about these things, make sure to keep them protected from the elements, especially 2 things. The sunlight will bake and cook these cases, and you can already see it's starting to fade to kind of a light red. Back is definitely darker. See how dark that is? So over time, the sun will deteriorate this plastic as it ages. And this thing's only a year and a half old and it's already starting to fade. So they will get brittle and get cracks in it and stuff and everything. So that's one thing. Plus there's no gaskets on there. No AC model, straight AC model is waterproof. There's just overlapping, about a 1/4 inch overlap. This section right here, that's about how much they overlap. So it does overlap quite a bit. But I've seen plenty of these come in here that have gotten water in them, and water will just mess these things up pretty bad. It'll cause one issue, and of course, you know, you got to fix that, and there's a whole other stuff you got to deal with. Corroded wires, back connections, arcing from back connections. It's a whole thing. So keep them protected from the elements from both the sunlight and moisture. And don't just put it under the overhang of the building, because wind can blow the moisture to the air. And I've seen that happen where units under the overhang of a barn, not really getting direct rain on it, but the wind blows just right, and it can still, the vapor and the water can still work its way past the seam there. And I've had units about 3, 4 years old, 5 years old, come in, and they are just a miserable mess on the inside. And the customer, well, I have it underneath the overhang of the building. Like, well, moisture's still getting to us somehow. You know, rain doesn't always just fall straight down with no wind, so the wind can work it, you know, blow it in there and get to it. So, you know, build a box to put in or something. These things don't have to worry about the heat too much. The things stay semi-cool. You don't get that hot. So help the thing out and build a $20 box to put it in. I mean, it's going to cost you that much just to ship the dumb thing. Anyways, until next time, see you guys later on, and have a good rest of your day.